Good afternoon, friends. Hope you all are doing good. So, welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to start with our first chapter of ABM, that is Fundamental of Economics. Firstly, I would like to share that Macmillan book is more than enough. If you are thorough with this book, you can pass CIB very easily. Now, seriously, it is very difficult to cope up with our studies with day-to-day banking. So here I am to help you out. After a whole long day hurdle, we hardly want to sit with our books. So only 2-3 hours each day for 1 month is enough to prepare for your ABM. The economics part of ABM, that is the module 1, it's very interesting and it carries around 15 to 20 marks, which is very scoring, and only in 1 week you can prepare it very well. Okay, so in this video I'm only going to mark you the important points which are required, and by studying that only it will be easy for you to pass the exam. So let's start. So economics and introduction. Economics is a social science concerned with production, distribution and consumption. Okay, so that is only written over here, that it deals with production, allocation and use of goods and services. So basically what is economics? Economics is a study of how humans make decision in the face of scarcity. Okay, so that so therefore here the definition is given. This line is very important, that economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between aims and skirts, means which have alternative use. Okay, so what do you mean by scarcity? Scarcity means the available resources are insufficient to satisfy all wants and needs. So scarcity is, it's like how well you are, how human are making decision in the face of scarcity. Okay, so this one line is important and that's enough. And then we are moving to definition. So Adam Smith, he was the father of modern economics. Okay, so he came up and he was father of modern economics, and he wrote one book. That book is important. You might remember the book name, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation. Okay, so if you remember this nature, you can able to memorize this. So CIB consists of MCQ type questions. So remembering only one word will help you to memorize it. So if you remember nature, then you could remember this whole book. It's an inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation. So Adam Smith, he was father of modern economics. He wrote one book, and that is An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation, and he defined economics as study of wealth. That's enough. Okay, so you have to remember Adam Smith, he was father of modern economics, and he wrote a book with title Nature. If you remember this one nature, you can mark the question, and defined economics as study of wealth. So moving to the next definition, since this definition was not satisfying, so the another economist who came upon, he was Professor Alfred Marshall. So he came up and he said that economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Okay, so what he said that economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. So he told about the wealth also, as well as about the human. So therefore his definition states about welfare definition, that it deals with human as well as wealth. So together it makes welfare definition, human welfare. So together it makes welfare definition. So Alfred Marshall, he stated economics as a study of welfare definition. Next came upon Robbins. Robbins definition, what Leon Robbins said, that economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between aims and skirts, means which have alternative use. So the final definition which came upon by Robbins is that economics is a study of a human behavior as a relation between aims and skirts, means which we have studied in the beginning, which we were saying in the beginning, that what is economics? Economics is a study of how human make decision in the face of scarcity. So he came up with the final definition of economics, that it deals with scarcity. economics deals with scarcity and its study of human behavior, how they deal in scarcity. So what did he say? That man has unlimited wants. Wants and refer to wants. Human being have wants which are unlimited. All economic activities are undertaken to satisfy human wants. So whenever we have seen, we have, as a human being, we know whenever one want gets over, we another want arises. So therefore this term has been given, that end refers to wants. So there is no limit to man's want, it goes on, okay, on and on. So for that reason he have stated that man has unlimited wants. Then comes the means to satisfy human wants are limited. Now now it has been stated that the human wants are limited. The resources which are in the resources which are there, they are limited in nature. Okay, so since they are limited in nature, we have to utilize it properly, or else we won't be able to satisfy our need. So then came upon resources not only limited but have alternative use. So we have to properly use it. Okay, once we use it properly, for example, like here it has been written very clearly, like one good example is given. With rupees 50 you can buy either a good pen or you can go for a movie. So it has been stated here that how you are utilizing the money, how well you are utilizing the money. And then come up the last point, man has to make a choice. Okay, so this all you just have to give one reading is more than enough. Okay, so man has to make a choice. You have to make a proper choice, what you are going to do, whether you are going to utilize the money in the good pen or you are going to utilize the money in movie. Okay, so Robbins' definition went up. He came, Leonard Robbins, that is important. Okay, you remember the scientist name, economist name, and just you have to remember the definition, that what he said. So first came Adam Smith, he said wealth definition. Then came upon Alfred Marshall, who said about the welfare definition, and then the last Leonard Robbins, who came up with scarcity, with the definition of scarcity, how the human are utilizing the resources well, how they are utilizing the resources well. Okay, so next came upon with the economics deals with the studies of microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics, again you can see the name of the economics Adam Smith, who was the founder of field of microeconomics. Microeconomics, it's a studies of individual entities. Okay, here it is written individual entities as market, farms and household. How the markets or the farms or the household make decision, that has been defined in microeconomics. So who was the founder of microeconomics? Adam Smith. In the Wealth of Nations, Smith consider how individual prices are set, study the determination of price of land, labor. All this are written like in his book. In the Wealth of Nation, in his book, he have written how the individuals make decision, how they utilize it properly. So microeconomics, the definition is a branch of economics that studies how household and firms make decision to allocate limited resources, typically in market where goods and services are being bought or sold. Okay, so it is like how the individual makes decision, and depending on the decision, the supply and demand depends. Okay, in the next chapter we are going to study about the supply and demand curve. We will get to know how the decision affect the supply and demand curve. Okay, so here it has been written, here you just remember that our decision only affects the supply and demand for services, demand for goods and services, which determine prices, and how prices in turn determine the supply of demand. So microeconomics, it deals with the individuals, it deals with how the individual take decision, and also how the decision changes the curve of the supply and demand. How supply and demand curve is dependent on that. And then comes up macroeconomics. So macroeconomics, the term only said macro, means it deals with something big. Okay, so here macroeconomics did not exist in the modern form until 19th, when John Maynard Keynes published his revolutionary book General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Okay, so this also you remember. Macroeconomics, the major branch of economics is macro, which is concerned with the overall. So macroeconomics was stated by John Maynard Keynes. He published his revolutionary book, published his book. So here also you remember like employment, if you remember one word, you will be able to memorize it. So general theory of employment, interest and money. Okay. So therefore macroeconomics was stated by first stated by whom? John Maynard Keynes. You just have to remember this economist name and the book you have written, General Theory of Employment. What is the definition? Definition is macroeconomics is a branch of economics that deals with performance, structure and behavior of national regional economy as a whole. So it deals with the national regional economy as a whole. It deals with GDP, unemployment rates and price indices to understand how the whole economy function. So it deals with the big things, okay, not the individual, how our GDP, how our unemployment rates and the price indices, how they affect the economy. It deals with all these things, okay. So therefore micro it deals with the individuals and macro deals with the whole part, with the economy as a whole. It deals with the regional economy or national economy, not with an individual. So you have to just study that macroeconomics, it deals with performance, structure and behavior of national or regional economy as a whole. And for example, what are the example of macroeconomics? They are GDP, the unemployment rates and the price indices to understand how the whole economy function. So three problems of economic organization. This is not much important. You just can have a read like what commodities. There are three questions. There are three problems in economic organization. What commodities are to be produced, how the goods are to be produced, for whom the goods to be produced. So this is not much important. Just one, if you have time, you can go through. Then comes the important part. This is very easy. It deals with three types of economy: market, command and mixed economy. Market economy, what it is, you can remember in this way: market economy and capitalist economy. So like MA and CA, MACA. So what it deals with, in US, before in US they used to use this economy. So what does MACA deals with? MACA deals with individuals and private firms make the major decision after production consumption. We have studied how in this type of economy what happens, the individuals and the private firms make major decision about production and consumption. A system of price or market or profit or loss, incentive, reward determines what, how and whom. All this are not required. So you have to just remember that market economy and capitalist economy, like this, MACA deals with individuals and private firms. They make the major decision about production and consumption. The extreme case of market economy in which government does not interfere in economic decisions is called laissez-faire economy. Okay, so two lines are important in MACA. So the next is socialist economy or command economy, that is like SOCO economy. So here in the MACA economy we have studied that only the individuals, they make decision about the production and consumption. All the important decisions are taken by individuals and the private firms. Whereas in the SOCO economy what happens, the government take all the important decision about the production and distribution. Okay, so in short it has been stated that in command economy, the government addresses major economic questions by virtue of its ownership of resources and power of enforced decision. Then comes the mixed economy. Okay, mixed economy is an economy which is like today most of the decisions in US are made in marketplace, but the government plays an important role in overseeing the function of the market. Through the term mixed only we get to know that both the individual as well as the government together takes the decision. So therefore what example has been given in US, it has been seen that most decisions in US are made in marketplace, but the government plays an important role in overseeing the functions of the market. So the individuals are making decisions as well, the government have a look on them, what decisions have been rolled out. Important overseeing the function of the market. Government passes laws that regulate economic life, produce goods and services and control pollution. Most societies nation today operate as mixed economy. Okay, so now our India also also practice mixed economy, where both the individuals as well as government makes together take the decision. So it has been a mixed economy where public sector, private sector and joint sector coexist and complement each other. Okay, so we have ended with this chapter in less than half an hour. It won't take much time if you just go through the book. It's very easy. So we will go to this, check your progress. You can do this. Adam Smith defined economics as what? We have studied already, that it's a study of wealth. Okay, so if you study like this, it will be very easy to answer the question and it won't take much time also. Macroeconomics, we have said that it deals with something large. Okay, so what are the example? Like it deals with GDP, it deals with unemployment rate, price index, and all of that. So all of the above. Who is considered founder of the field of microeconomics? Adam Smith. Okay, microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of individual entities, and refers to, this is very important sentence, you would say, this comes up, and refers to want. Okay, it's just like a phrase, and refers to wants. A market economy is one marka, yeah, I've told you have to remember in that way. It deals with individual. Okay, so the first, in which individuals and private firms make major decision about production and consumption. Government, it does not, marka does not deal with government, so only one. India is a, what we have studied just now, mixed economy. Okay, laissez-faire economy is a extreme case of marka economy. What is marka? That is a market economy. Market economy is also known as capitalistic economy. So it's so easy to remember. You see, which of the following is capitalistic economy? It's in England. Okay, we have studied over here, no, that capitalistic economy is in US. They used to use all this. Okay, so just we have ended with this chapter. Thank you.